The Analyst storyline breakdown, the segment where we don't just talk about wrestling, we dissect it. This is where the big picture meets the fine print, where every twist, every turn, and every booking decision gets put under the microscope. If you've ever wondered how the vacant championship becomes the centerpiece of a brand, or how 8 competitors can shape the future of NXT, you're in the right place. Grab your notebooks because we're about to break down the strategy, the psychology, and the drama behind the stories you love. Let's get into the nitty gritty. The NXT Championship is vacant, and that means opportunity and chaos. With Oba Femi moving up to the main roster, the top spot on the brand is wide open, and 8 names are about to fight for it. This isn't just a tournament, it's a statement about who defines NXT in 2026. That is, if they're going the tournament route. Let's talk about the field. First up, Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints isn't just another name in the tournament. He's a former NXT champion. That matters. He's already proven he can carry the brand, even if his reign ended with Oba Femi took the title back. Saints knows what it feels like to be at the top, and more importantly, he knows how it feels to lose it. That chip on his shoulder makes him dangerous. Saints has the swagger of a modern heel, confident, sharp-tongued, and unapologetic. His promos don't sound scripted, they sound real, and that authenticity is gold in today's wrestling landscape. In the ring, he's versatile, technical enough to hang with Miles Bourne, explosive enough to match Leon Slater's pace, and cunning enough to outsmart powerhouses like Josh Briggs. The storyline writes itself. Saints wants redemption. Losing the title to Femi wasn't just a setback, it was a stain on his ego. Winning this tournament isn't about opportunity for him, it's about restoring his status as the face of NXT. And if he does, he becomes the top heel in the brand, setting up dream feuds with Tony D'Angelo, especially if Tony leans babyface, or even Ethan Page in the battle of egos. But here's the risk. Saints is relatively new to the wider audience. Push him too fast without the right storytelling, and fans might reject him. That's why this tournament is perfect. It gives him the stage to remind everyone why he was champion and why he should be again. Bottom line, Ricky Saints isn't chasing the title. He's chasing validation. And that makes him the most compelling figure in this entire bracket. Then there's the North American champion, Ethan Page. He's a former NXT champion as well, and that changes everything. When Page arrived in NXT, he made an immediate impact, climbing straight to the top and proving he wasn't there to play second fiddle. That first reign established him as a major player, but losing the title left a bitter taste. For Page, this tournament isn't just about adding another accolade, it's about reclaiming his spot as the undisputed leader of the brand. Page brings something to the table, experience and confidence. He's not a prospect, he's a polished performer. He knows how to control the pace of a match and the tone of a promo. His mic work is sharp, his presence is undeniable, and his ability to manipulate the narratives makes him one of the most dangerous men in NXT. In the ring, Page is calculated, he blends power and technique, and he's not afraid to bend the rule when it suits him. That makes him perfect for high stakes matches where drama matters as much as athleticism. And if he wins this tournament while holding the North American title, that's a storyline goldmine. A double champion angle that elevates Page and raises the prestige of both belts. Actually, he would be a triple champion. But here's the catch. Page is a heel. If he takes the NXT Championship, the brand becomes heel heavy at the top. That means NXT needs a strong babyface challenger waiting in the wings. Maybe Tony D'Angelo, maybe someone unexpected. Otherwise, Page risks turning dominance into monotony. Ethan Page isn't chasing history, he's chasing control. He wants to remind everyone that his first reign wasn't luck, and that when he says he's a top guy, he means it. If Ricky Saints represents the future, Ethan Page represents the present, and that clash of eras could define NXT for months to come. Josh Briggs is the dark horse. Briggs might not be the flashiest name in the tournament, but don't underestimate him. Briggs brings something that never goes out of size of wrestling: size, toughness, and grit. He's the kind of competitor who doesn't need fancy catchphrases or elaborate gimmicks. His presence says it all. When Briggs steps into the ring, you know it's going to be a fight. Briggs has carved out a reputation of a powerhouse who thrives in physical, hard-hitting matches. He's not here to impress with aerial moves. He's here to break you down piece by piece. That makes him the perfect dark horse in this tournament. While Ricky Saints and Ethan Page will dominate the headlines, Briggs could quietly bulldoze his way through the bracket and shock everyone. His strength is obvious: raw power and durability. He can absorb punishment and keep coming, with a huge advantage in a grueling tournament format. And stylistically, he's a great contrast to the more technical or high-flying competitors like Miles Bourne or Leon Slater. Those matches would feel fresh and unpredictable. But here's the reality. Briggs needs more than just wins. He needs a story. Right now, he's respected, but he's not seen as a main event guy. This tournament can change that. A big upset over someone like Ethan Page or Ricky Saints would instantly elevate him. Even if he doesn't win the whole thing, a strong showing could position him as a future challenger for whoever takes the title. Josh Briggs isn't the favorite by a long shot, but he's a threat nobody's talking about, and sometimes that's the most dangerous kind of competitor. Lexis King brings unpredictability. He is the wild card in this tournament, the guy who thrives on unpredictability and drama. He's not just a competitor, he's a disruptor. Every time Lexis steps into the spotlight, you know something's going to happen, and it's rarely what anyone expects. King's biggest strength isn't just his athleticism, it's his personality. He knows how to get under people's skin, whether it's through mind games, promos, or opportunistic tactics in the ring. That makes him dangerous in a tournament setting. While others are focused on wrestling their way to the top, Lexis is thinking 2 steps ahead, plotting how to twist the narrative in his favor. In the ring, King combines solid fundamentals with a flair for the dramatic. He's not afraid to bend the rules, and he's smart enough to make it look good against someone like Ricky Saints or Ethan Page. He can match arrogance with arrogance, creating tension the fans love to hate, against a babyface like Tony Angelo or Miles Bourne. Lexis becomes the perfect antagonist. But here's the truth. Lexis King isn't the favorite either. And that's exactly why he's so compelling. He doesn't need a title to make an impact. He needs moments. A shocking upset, a controversial finish, or even costing someone else their shot could be enough to keep Lexis in the conversation long after the tournament ends. Lexis King is chaos personified. He might not leave with the championship, but he'll make sure everyone remembers his name. And that's a different kind of victory. Miles Bourne is the technical standout in this tournament. The guy who brings pure wrestling to a field dominated by big personalities and heavy hitters. He's not flashy, he's not loud, but bell to bell, Miles can hang with anyone. And that makes him dangerous in a way most people overlook. Bourne's strength lies in his fundamentals. He's smooth, precise, and methodical. The kind of wrestler who can turn a match into a clinic. Against someone like Ricky Saints or Ethan Page, Miles becomes the perfect foil. The quiet workhorse against the arrogant headline grabber. Against Leon Slater, his technical styles creates a fascinating clash of speed versus control. But here's the challenge. Miles doesn't have the same character depth as some of the others in the bracket. He's respected for his ability, but he hasn't had that breakout moment yet. The one that makes fans emotionally invest. This tournament could be that moment. Even if he doesn't win, a strong showing against a top name could elevate him from solid hand to future contender. So Miles Bourne might not be the favorite, but he's a guy who can steal the show. If NXT wants to remind fans that wrestling still matters in the middle of all the drama, Miles is the one to deliver that message. Next, we have Leon Slater. He is the spark plug of this tournament, the guy who brings speed, energy, and unpredictability every time he steps into the ring. If Ricky Saints is the swagger and Ethan Page is the power play, Leon is the adrenaline shot that makes every match feel electric. Slater's strength is obvious. His aerial arsenal is a high flyer who can turn any bout into a highlight reel. Against a powerhouse like Josh Briggs, his agility creates a classic David versus Goliath dynamic. Against a technician like Miles Bourne, it becomes a chess match of speed versus control. And if he faces Saints or Page, expect fireworks because Leon's style forces even the cockiest heels to adapt. But Slater is not the favorite to win the tournament. He's not the guy NXT is likely to crown as champion right now. And that's okay because his role is different. Leon is here to make the tournament unforgettable. He's the one who delivers the jaw-dropping moments, the near falls that makes fans believe, even if just for a second, that the upset is coming. Slater might not leave with the title, but he'll leave with momentum. And sometimes that's just as valuable in NXT. If NXT plays this right, Leon could go from exciting underdog to future main eventer in one night. Then we have the most intriguing name in this tournament. I referred to him a couple of times already. It's Tony D'Angelo. Not because of his record, but because of his identity. For years, Tony was the Don of NXT, the mob boss with swagger and loyalty as his calling card. But recently, something's changed. His persona feels sharper, more serious, and less gimmick-driven. And here's the kicker. We still don't know if he's a babyface or a heel. That ambiguity makes Tony the ultimate wild card. If he leans babyface, he becomes the natural foil for Ricky Saints or Ethan Page. A fan favorite fighting against arrogance and ego. If he comes in as a heel, the tournament becomes a battle of villains, and Tony's cunning could make him the most dangerous of them all. In the ring, Tony brings a mix of brawling and technical skills. He's not flashy, but he's effective. And his character work makes every match feel personal. The question is, does Tony play both sides to get ahead? Does he cheat to win and reveal his true colors? Or does he fight with honor and surprise everyone? Tony D'Angelo isn't just competing for a title, he's redefining himself, and that journey could be the story that steals the entire tournament. Finally, the wild card. Say his name, and he appears. If Joe Hendry stays in NXT, he's the X Factor. Hendry doesn't just wrestle, he entertains. His charisma, his humor, and his ability to connect with the crowd make him a threat before the bell even rings. In a tournament full of serious competitors, Hendry brings levity and unpredictability, and that's a different kind of power. Hendry's strength is his personality. He can turn into any segment into gold, and his entrance alone gets fans invested. In the ring, he's solid, maybe not the most dynamic, but good enough to deliver when the spotlight is on. Against someone like Ricky Saints or Ethan Page, Hendry becomes the perfect contrast. Charm versus arrogance. The risk? Well, his future in NXT is uncertain. He's only there short term. NXT might hesitate to give him the belt. But even without winning, Hendry can make this tournament unforgettable with promos, mind games, and maybe one shocking upset. Bottom line, Joe Hendry might not be the NXT champion, but he'll make sure everyone's talking about him when the tournament ends. So I put some other possibilities in there, so if any of them is not there. First, there's Andre Chase. He brings the teacher persona that fans love, but his credibility as a singles competitor has always been questioned. He's charismatic, he connects with the crowd, and Chase U gives him built-in fan base. The challenge, he needs a big win to feel like a serious contender. Then there's Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Stacks has evolved from being Tony D'Angelo's loyal right-hand man into a confident, independent competitor. He still carries that street-smart edge, but now he's stepping out of the shadow of the family and proving he can stand on his own. His persona feels sharper, more aggressive, and less about playing second fiddle. Stacks wants to make his own mark in a tournament setting. He's the guy who could surprise everyone with cunning tactic and a chip on his shoulder. Then there's Dion Lennox. He's raw power with a mean streak. He's not flashy, but he's intense, and that makes him dangerous in short bursts. The question is whether he can sustain that intensity in high-pressure tournament setting. And with the rest of Darkseid at his side, who knows where that could be leading. There's Jasper Troy. He's a prospect with size and athleticism, a combination NXT loves to develop. He's not ready for the top spot yet, but a strong showing could plant seeds for the future. There's a name that not many people are thinking about right now, but he might be involved in there. It's Noam Dar. He brings experience, his personality. He's a proven performer with technical skills and a cocky edge that plays well in big matches. The downside? He's often tied to the Heritage Cup scene, so moving him into the NXT title picture would require a clear pivot. Then there's Tavion Heights. He's a powerhouse with amateur wrestling roots. His style is grounded in physical, which makes him a great contrast to high flyers and flashy heels. He's not a favorite, but he's a credible spoiler who can pull off the upset. So this lineup is stacked. Saints and Page are the clear favorites, but Tony D offers a perfect foil. Miles and Leon bring work rate and excitement. Lexus had drama, and Henry, if he's in, could steal the spotlight. The question is simple. Who becomes the face of NXT, and does this tournament shape the next era?